everyone, Allegra Miller here to share with you the astrology for today, February 17th, 2021, and the essential oils that will be helpful in processing these energies. For simplicity's sake, I've divided the oils I'll be sharing about relative to the astrology into two different categories. Basic category, for those of you that may be new to doTERRA, you're likely to have at least one of the following oils. doTERRA Lavender, Frankincense, and Balance in that category. And in the specialty category, for those of you that are more seasoned oilers, you're likely to have at least one of the following. doTERRA Peace, Forgive, and Lemon Eucalyptus. So today is a monumental day in that it is the Saturn is squaring Uranus exact. That exact configuration happens at 11:48, but the minutes are really not important. This is definitely going to be the theme not only of today, but of really this entire year, because we've got 3 of these squares in 2021. This is the first of them. The next one happens June 14th, 2021, and the third and probably most intense one happens on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2021. So let's talk about Saturn and Uranus. Saturn is rules, tradition, coveting the old familiar ways of doing things, and Uranus is very much the opposite, is about innovation, breaking rules, freedom, rebellion, change. And both of these planets are the rulers of Aquarius. Saturn is the traditional ruler of Aquarius, while Uranus is the modern ruling planet of Aquarius. A square means that there's a 90-degree angle exact between these two, and it means that there's a tension between these themes. So this is bringing to the surface old versus new, tradition versus innovation, progressive versus conservative, new versus old. It's basically bringing up challenges to what it is that we are creating and what we're focused on. So these challenges in one context could be seen as negative. In another context, in order for us to achieve the things that we are wanting to achieve and our heartfelt goals, the things that we've been focused on creating for a long time, we need to see whatever obstacles might be in the way to that. And so this is a very good opportunity to have revelations regarding what's standing in the way to the next most aligned action in our life. And whatever things are initiated around this date will be continued throughout 2021. They'll be related to things that are being created in 2021. I do encourage you to look at what houses both Saturn and Uranus are transiting in your chart. Anyway, this happens every 22 years. The last time it happened was between 1999 and 2001. That was the beginning of the internet really blowing up. If we look at past times when this square happened, the fall of the USSR was one time. The 1929 stock market crash was another time. And interestingly enough, the Civil War began in the 1860s with Saturn square Uranus. So that's very fascinating, because if we look back to this past January, if you recall, I mentioned that Mars activated Saturn. Mars activated the Saturn-Uranus square in January, which was right around the time of the riots at the Capitol. So that's an interesting correlation if you think about the U.S. Civil War beginning with the Saturn square Uranus. But that Mars will move through that space again in early July and again in November of 2021. So anyway, all of this has to do with testing limits to our freedom. It can be related to volatility in financial markets. did I mention the stock market crash of 1929? I think I did, but that happened during the square, the similar square. Anyway, so what are we going to do about it? That's a good question. Balance is a good grounding blend. Balance topically and aromatically only. Balance on the wrists, back of the neck, bottom of the feet. That will really help you to ground. The moon today is still in Taurus. I encourage you to listen to yesterday's video to learn about the implications of a Taurian moon. Balance and lavender topically make a really nice combination on the bottom of the feet. Lavender is, I chose lavender today because we are still under Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde historically corresponds to challenges to fluid communication, to clear communication, disruptions in communication. So, Mercury retrograde. Lavender is helpful at being more concise with communication and helping to having us speak from our divinity versus our conditioning, our egoic conditioning. So lavender can be really helpful on the heart or throat chakra. In your water, make sure you're putting it in glass, not plastic. But lavender you can be taking all different ways, topically, aromatically, and internally. All right, so I also chose forgive because of the Mercury retrograde. I believe Mercury retrograde is ending on the 20th. I'll have to fact check that, but nonetheless, we are still very much in Mercury retrograde today, which means that unfinished business from our past can be being burped up to the surface to be cleared, healed, and transmuted. Forgive will be your friend with that. You use it topically, front and back of the heart, wrists, make sure you're inhaling it, bottom of the feet, down the spinal cord if you can, back of the neck. Peace, same deal. Peace I chose because of this intense tension and friction, and not only just this square, but all the squares I've been mentioning all month. Just there's an intense amount of squares this month. Peace, down the spinal cord if you can, front and back of the heart, wrists, bottoms of the feet. That's a real instant reboot. Peace just helps you notice the synchronistic flow of the universe, be it more at peace with yourself and others, more in harmonic flow with what's happening, paying attention to that which might otherwise go unseen. It helps to activate a higher level of psychic vision and helps you feel more interconnected to your community, to consciousness on a deeper level, to the field, the field in which it all exists. This is just a really nice attunement oil. All right, let's see what else. Frankincense I chose because frankincense is so good at dispelling truth from false and helping us clear our energy fields, especially amidst this tension. This is a really good time to exercise any discordant energies from within and to clear our space. Frankincense I put in my water as well. Again, making sure it's glass, not plastic. Frankincense I put on my skin all the time, but you get an extra benefit when you're taking it internally. You can also put it on your thumb, put that on the roof of your mouth and hold it there, rub it in. Again, doTERRA only when you're taking it internally. But yeah, when you put that on the roof of the mouth, you rub it in, that gets the blood flowing there. It's a quicker uptake to the pituitary and pineal and activating those centers. It's very powerful. I chose lemon eucalyptus to help clear our energy field, clearing spiritual debris. Lemon eucalyptus is very helpful when you feel like you have a more porous auric field, especially with this collective tension happening. It's easy to take that on if you're empathic. So lemon eucalyptus is going to clear your field, help you feel more energetically Teflon relative to the what's happening around you. It's really helpful at clearing spaces. So putting that in your diffusers is kind of like saging your house without the smoke. It just helps you feel more protected and secure in making the next right action. I will say with this energy, make sure you're checking facts and not acting impulsively relative to any things that might be bubbling up to the surface. This is a good time to not make any rash decisions and to make decisions specifically that are out of fear. All right, and then the next thing I want to talk about, the moon was conjunct Uranus in Taurus at 11:55, which was actually a positive thing. And then tonight, the Taurus moon squares Mercury and Aquarius at 8:35. And all of the oils that I mentioned will be helpful for that. The moon will be entering Pisces tomorrow. Anyway, I think that covers everything I'm going to be talking about. So thank you so much for listening, liking, sharing, subscribing, supporting this new YouTube channel. I appreciate it. And reach out if I could be of service. I will speak to you in the next video. Thanks.